because we just had a gigantic fishing tournament. It's the U.S. Open National Bass Fishing Amateur Team Championships, brought to you by Bass Pro Shops. And we actually have two young men on Zoom right now. They fish for the team at Auburn. You and I actually supported one of them on his high school team. Rick and Bubba Show, one of the sponsors. And I've actually known his family for a while. But Logan Parks, who's a senior, and Tucker Smith, a sophomore, out of 350 teams during the three-day event in Ridgedale, Missouri, they won the whole thing.
$1 million. Two new trucks, two new bass boats. Not bad.
Not bad, and they join us now. Fellas, welcome to Rick and Bubba.
Thank you.
So, guys, tell us about this. How did you get in this to begin with? Walk us through how this process started.
Well, my dad, he asked us if we wanted to fish the tournament, and we were like, sure, everybody wants to go fish for $1 million, but that was the biggest tournament ever in history. So, it was huge just to be able to qualify to get there. So we fished Bull Shoals in Arkansas and were able to qualify to get to that tournament. And then, we caught 13 pounds first 2 days of the championship, and we made it to the final day, and then it really kind of set in like we actually have a chance to win. It's the top 50 that made it to the third day. So we just fished super hard, and we're blessed enough to catch 1640 something, and second place had 1620 something, and we barely beat him, I think by 2 or 3 ounces. So it was crazy.
Wow, a few ounces. It's a game of ounces, Rick.
I got to know because, I got a partner situation myself. Did y'all split this 50-50?
Luckily, we got 2 trucks and 2 boats, too, so that was pretty easy to split up.
Yeah, so the money, y'all went down the middle, and then each one of you got your own truck and your own boat, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We were just talking about it. It's called an amateur tournament, but they pay out $1 million. Does that mean you're no longer an amateur? How does that work?
You guys heard.
Oh, well, basically to fish this tournament, you couldn't have won over $100,000, and you couldn't be like a professional fisherman, like traveling the country, like a elite. But so it was basically anybody that had a White River Marine boat, which is, most bass boats, Triton, Ranger, Nitro. You had to have one of those boats, and then you had to not, you haven't won over $100,000, you could fish that tournament. So we qualified for it, and yeah.
So Logan, I guess going forward, amateur status, to Bubba's point, has now been removed, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to let us fish it again next year or not. Probably not.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
You find something else to do.
All right, who has the best accountant? How's the taxes work on this?
Yeah, how does this shake out?
Because I guarantee the government's coming calling. I promise you.
Yeah, they won the tournament every time.
The government wins every tournament ever held. So have y'all got some advice on that? I trust. Mm-hmm.
We got some calls later today. We're going to try and figure out what to do about all that.
So have you got the money yet, or how does that happen?
They literally handed us a check for $500,000 each, and we just sat there with our mouths open.
I mean, how careful do you have to be with that when you go to eat afterwards that you don't spill something on it? I mean,
was it that big fake check, or is it the one that the show enough with?
It was a real one, too.
I mean, I take a picture of that thing pretty quick.
Yeah,
get it in,
I know she went straight to eating, Bubba.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're going to go celebrate.
Of course you are. Of course you are. I'm starving just thinking about it.
Yeah. I'm not going to celebrate by fasting.
No, I promise you that.
No.
I was fasting to win the thing. Now I won it.
That's right.
So let's talk about that.
Let me ask you one more thing. The rules, if I understood the way you were saying it, each day you caught, and then people got to move to the next day, and you started over with your poundage numbers. Is that how it went?
So the first 2 days they took your total weight, and it's your best 5 fish each day. So they took your first day weight and they cut to 200 from 350. And then after day 2, they took your day 1 and day 2 combined weight and they cut it to 50. And then on the final day, they started from zero. So it was pretty much anybody's ball game for the final day.
So it goes back to we're all the top 50, and here we go. We all start at 0.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right. So
Exactly.
I'm looking at the resume here. So Jordan, you're 23. You're going to graduate with degrees in supply chain management and information systems management coming up here in a few weeks. I love this line. We woke up this morning thinking it was a dream, so we went to look at our phones and realized we really did win it. Yeah.
So does this change your plans? I mean, you obviously getting out of school, you had an idea of what you wanted to do. Are you thinking maybe professional fishing now?
All I've ever really wanted to do was fish professionally, and I feel like this provides a great opportunity to feel confident and be able to afford to do it for a couple of years and see what happens.
So are you being recruited by some of the major tours?
We've gotten, I guess you got to kind of sign up for the entry level tournaments because you still got to qualify to fish on the elite series or whatever. So that's kind of what we're planning on doing is fishing the Bassmaster Opens to hopefully qualify for the Bassmaster Elite Series.
Yeah, well, like Bubba said, you probably had one game plan, but now there's maybe 500,000 reasons you can give this a shot.
Yeah,
really. And Tucker, you of course are 20, and Bubba and I talked about this. You guys did really good. Y'all won 3 Bassmaster national titles in high school, but this is by far the biggest thing, right?
Yes, sir, for sure.
Yeah, the money on this one is a game changer.
And this was all videoed by NBC, and it's going to be shown on December the 5th at 4 p.m. Is that right, on the national network?
Yeah. It is. One of the best things just thinking about the tournament and how blessed we were. We were catching them, at 10 o'clock every day. And just to be able to wait till 10 o'clock to catch those fish was really hard. But one of the ways that we actually caught them the last day when we won was we were fishing around and waited till 10 o'clock. And I swear 10 o'clock hit and we saw some birds diving over there and we drove right over to the birds. And it was 15 pounds, just zoop,
wow.
zoop, zoop, catching them every cast for probably 30 minutes. And that's where we caught most of our weight. But I really do think the good Lord blessed us with those birds diving and showed us where those fish were. And, I don't think it would have happened if we didn't see that happen. So,
well,
crazy.
The Lord's got a history dealing with fish. Yeah, we've seen several things with that.
Well, and no doubt, but part of it is with both of you, there's a lot of people that might be out there in the boat. They'd see birds diving. They wouldn't know what to do. You also got to know what that means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that also, it just doesn't happen like that very often where you can catch a amount of weight so quickly. And then we pulled back up there with 30 minutes left, and we caught 2 over 3 pound spotted bass that ended up giving us the winning weight, literally the last couple casts of the day. So it's a pretty special day for sure.
So
no doubt.
I've got to ask
No
this.
doubt.
I don't think this would be giving away secret information, but Tucker, what did y'all catch these fish on? Can you say?
We caught them on a Demiki rig, which is basically like a little jig head with a fluke style bait on it. But you'd basically use your sonar on the boat and, find the fish under the bait, and then you'd throw it over there. It'd have to be 40 or 50 feet out for them to eat it because the water is so clear. And then you just twitch it by their face and you'd see them come up there and eat it, and you'd just reel them in.
Oh, my goodness. And another thing that would never happen for me. I'm glad I didn't know about the tournament till it was over.
Rick and I both were guessing rattle traps.
Yeah, that's right. When all else fails, if the water's cold, throw a rattle trap out there and see what happens. Well, congratulations, guys.
Yeah, this is great. This is really outstanding.
Right, and I don't want y'all to feel obligated. Tucker, don't feel obligated those years that we sponsored you to maybe throw a little something over this way.
Hey, we can come on the show anytime you want.
Right. Well, I'm kind of talking about the money, but
yeah, I bet you got a lot of friends. I bet both of you guys have heard from a lot of old friends this week.
Yeah.
And Tucker, as many checks as I've written your mom, you owe me. His mom does interior decorating and is a very, very talented woman and very successful at it.
Guys, congratulations. That is awesome.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations to both of you. We're proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And if some of you out there got friends that maybe aren't that sharp, tell them you want to watch a bass tournament this Sunday night and say, why don't we pool and see who we think is going to win? I'm going with the 2 guys from Alabama. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, we're going to watch that. That'll be cool. Proud of you guys.
There they are, Logan Parks and Tucker Smith, the champions. $1 million and a couple of trucks, a couple of boats.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba. Rick and Bubba.